Many of them here told how they have changed themselves. But if I look into myself, uh, I was a person from childhood, from my family. They used to tell I'm a very obedient child to my parents, to my relatives. So I never used, I react back, but I never used to keep any opposition with any person. So I don't have not a single person whom I don't talk. I've kept a opposition feeling, and I'm now talking terms. So that was my habit, which I got from my father. So I was a very and a good child to my family. So I felt that I was a special child in my family. My sister was totally opposite. She never used to listen to my parents. She used to always have arguments with the neighbors, fight with the neighbors, all those things. But I was not that type of person. So I used to be very goody in my family. So my parents were also loving me so much. So that was my impression that I am very goody. And from the childhood, I used to like spiritual talks wherever that something is there. I used to go and sit there and listen to it. That might be the reason when I got the UHV content also, I got influenced very fast, and I thought that it is something useful for me. Uh, After the marriage, I even my marriage was a love marriage, but I could see, I could see I had an issue. I was not able to. Uh, there's some issue with me, which because of that the marriage strained. So I wanted to so somehow I wanted to come out of all those things, but which I was not able to come out. But since my personality is that I never go into opposition, whenever an argument happened, something happened, I argue, then that's over. After half an hour, I will be in good terms with, I will be talking to that person. So I also used to leave it like that. I didn't know how to handle, how to be in that relationship in a what you call in a harmonious way. But after coming to UHP and attending the morning session, I developed the competence. Like you should not be like that. You can go. You will have a difference of opinion, but you should not be so submissive. So the other will what you call take advantage of you. So that understanding came to me, and I slowly developed my competence. That the arguments came less, but I can tell firmly so that the other person, what you call, doesn't use abusive words or doesn't. He knows the my husband knows now. I cannot talk to her in that way. He always used to tell me, "You have changed a lot. You are not that old Priya," which I had seen in the marriage days. But I I still go into sometimes opposition, and I still sometimes argue, and sometimes my arguments become higher. And but within fraction of second, I come to know I'm in opposition, and then I change my feelings. I still remember even that's what everybody tells that there's a lot of change, but for me there is a change, but still it goes back to the other way also. For example, I think 2 3 months back, I felt very bad when he was telling something. Then I felt I should take a break and go to my mother's place and stay for some days. So I told my son, otherwise he keeps calling me, Mama, why you are not at home? So I went to my mother's place and stayed over there. Then I know then I was observing my feeling. I was thinking I was not in opposition, but my mother told you are feeling very, you are getting disturbed a lot. Suddenly I checked my BP. Simply I checked it. That's how when you go into stressful, my BP usually used to be very normal, 120/80. But when I checked that time, my BP it was 150/100. Never it was gone so high. Then I remembered, see, the opposite, you are having that opposition feeling. That's why you came to your home and staying. And my husband was keeping on calling me. Why you're staying there? Do come over here. I will not speak like that. But I was thinking, no, for 2, 3 days, let me stay. You will understand the things. So after 3, 4 days, I came back. Then after entering the house, within one day, I was observing my. Suddenly, I could see that there's a change in me. I was feeling relaxed. So then I understood there is opposition in me against that person. There is still opposition in me. That's why the arguments keeps coming. In between, it keeps coming. But since I have a feeling of relatedness to him, that's why the fight doesn't go to a longer days like 1 week or like that. Maximum it will remain for 10 minutes, then it is over. And now I'm developing the competence. I can understand when the argument starts, then I will move away from there, so that the arguments will not reach to a higher level. So slowly developing the competence level with the understanding of the UHP proposals. Slowly, it is coming to my life. I feel UHP has helped me a lot to get matured and to to be what you call to evolve from to that person to a submissive lady, to a lady that I can now I can do whatever I feel that it is good for me. Before I to ask his permission itself, I used to get a fear whether he will allow me. He might not allow me to go, but now I tell him I have to go there. It's not like a opposition. I tell I want to go. So now he also understands. He allows me. So all these changes have happened to me. And other incident, one I felt that before I used to feel when the children are very far about that lateness feeling is not why does our children go abroad and all those things. But when in 2 months before, myself and Deepa Didi, we had been a workshop, we were in the same room. I was observing her. Her two children are in US, but every day she was talking to her children through the mobile, and it feels I was observing her. It seems like they are very close to her. Then I was actually thinking of my own son who lives in the same home. We meet every day, but we are not talking in that way. So then I remembered Manjana Didi's once told, there's nothing like you children have to be at home. They can be anywhere. If you have that feeling of relationship, relatedness is there, they will communicate with that feeling. So that was one thing which explored me a lot in this recent times. No matter where your children are, if they're having that relationship feeling, they will be in touch with you every day. All others before and all, I have told many things which I think all of you are knowing it before the exploration. These things, but the recent things I could explore. That's it.